Alright, good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. I'm back. There's no we. Well, I guess there is we for the few of you trickling in. So, we were having some audio problems, some technical difficulties beforehand with my audio. So, if you guys want to let me know if I'm still having audio problems, just let me know down in the comments below. If we are having audio problems, well, I'm going to have to call up tech support here, make some phone calls, cancel some business meetings, that kind of thing. Trying to figure out this audio problem for you guys. Yeah, OJ, love the content. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys, are very kind. Let me know if this audio is digestible. Can hear you loud and clear. Very good to hear. That's a good sign. Someone else can get some confirmation of this trend. Is my audio? I sound very hollow. Interesting. Sounds boxy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on here, folks. So I took a look at my streaming, my connections, my audio inputs, and it should be good. I wonder, if I go closer, can you guys hear me a bit better? Is this any kind of change? Cool, sounds boxy, but can hear. All right, I'm gonna listen to my own live stream. I'm gonna hear what I sound like. Just give me a second, folks. I'm gonna listen to my own live stream. I'm gonna hear what I sound like. Just give me a second, folks. I'm gonna listen to my own live stream. I'm gonna hear what I sound like. Just give me a second, folks. Okay, wow, this is very bad. The audio is quite bad. So, here's the thing. I want to give you guys a update, but at the same time, this audio is quite terrible, and I cannot find an obvious solution here in the short term. So we have a dilemma on our hands. Either I can end this live stream, take whatever time it takes to try and figure out the situation, or we can kind of hammer through this and go through this live stream with a bit of shitty audio. So I'm gonna do like an impromptu poll here. You guys let me know in the comments down below if this audio is digestible, if you want me to just hammer through it, or end the live stream, try and take a look at whatever I can here, unplug things, replug things, and just keep going. Leave it. It's not saying okay. All right, so it's okay. All right, so most of you guys seem to think it's okay. So you guys are troopers. Yeah, rock on. All right, folks. Audio can, yeah, again, the audio is terrible, but let's honestly just delve into this. Because I don't want to, we're never gonna miss a day. We're always gonna bring you guys the latest and greatest on what's going on. And so with Bitcoin correcting, with Ethereum correcting, and I really want to give you guys an update on what's going on. You guys seem to all want to hammer through. So first off, you guys are awesome. Appreciate everyone for being here. Smash that like button. And yeah, let's just go on. Let's just hammer through this. So, folks, without further ado, again, let's run through Bitcoin and Ethereum to understand the state of the market. Because again, we always want to know what Bitcoin and Ethereum are up to, because they lead the rest of the market. In this live stream, I actually all day long was really looking forward to bringing you guys a video on some market movers. There's a few projects, a few tickers, a few big players in the space that are just starting to wake up, just starting to make substantial moves. And so I want to run you guys through some of those charts, what I'm looking at, what I'm buying, that kind of thing. So again, folks, I know the audio may be a bit shitty, so I appreciate you guys being here with me. So let's delve through this. Without further ado, let's talk about Bitcoin. Folks, Bitcoin looks concerning. What have we seen throughout this entire year of bull run? We've seen macro higher highs, we've seen macro higher lows. As of recent, we have made a lower high. We have made a lower low. We are below the 50 simple moving average on the daily, a historically very significant support / resistance level for Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks bearish, folks. It looks bearish. Our only kind of hope we have for Bitcoin in the short term is remaining above this cluster of volume, above $47,600. If $47,600 cannot hold, in that case, I do believe we are falling to $45,000. $45,000 psychologically significant zone. You can see here there's a spike in volume. It is also a previously historically price reactive zone here. Looking at $45,000 right here, peak in volume, price reactive zone. So 47,000 doesn't hold, dropping to 45,000. 45,000 doesn't hold. Well, in that case, I think we're going to fall anywhere between the bottom of this wick and the top of these wicks. We also have a 3-6 Fibonacci retracement right here at 41,000, 42,000 acting as support. So again, 47,000, then 45, 43 to 41. Those are the three major support levels that we need to look out for Bitcoin. Now, should we be worried about Bitcoin? Should we be panicked? Is this, did we reach the top of the market? I personally do not think so. There's a lot of reasons to think that we have not reached the top of the market. All right, there's the golden ratio. This chart by Trading Chart here, folks. We're gonna get to Cardano. We're gonna get to Kusama. We're gonna get to all these other coins. But again, it's important to understand what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing today in the market. So we need to get through this. And once we kind of are up to date on the state of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think we're in the clear to start getting to these other projects. So folks, don't you worry. So one of these reasons why I'm not worried about Bitcoin is because of the Bitcoin cycles. Folks, Bitcoin has historically always moved in cycles and has historically always been incredibly volatile in the short term. But over the long term, Bitcoin moves in cycles based off the halvings, right? Based off the previous halving that we've had, all right, I think Bitcoin is looking to reach its peak September, October this year. So any corrections we're getting in the short term, I think are totally just temporary as well. Also, I'm pulling up a chart on my other screen that I'm about to share with you guys. If we look back at 2017, 38%, 36% corrections were commonplace. They happened all the time in the previous cycle. This is 2017. We can see we had half a dozen, 30, even higher than 30% corrections, 38%, 38%, 33, 38, 36, 29. This was regular. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. How far have we fallen since all-time highs? We have fallen 29%. How far would we have fallen by a percent if we fall $41,000? 36%. So if we fall to our next fib level, a historically price reactive zone, that would be a 36% correction. Folks, looking at 2017, was a 36% correction anything out of the ordinary? No, it wasn't. Something to be expected. Folks, we exist in a time where the use case for crypto and Bitcoin has never been in higher demand. The fundamentals for Bitcoin and crypto are strong. The technicals for Bitcoin are very weak and bearish in the short term. I do believe Bitcoin is very weak in the short term. In the long term, it's strong. For Bitcoin to have any hope, start looking strong, we need to get above and hold above $50,000 with the Fibonacci retracement level right there as well. It's a nice psychological level. There's also a bunch of volume here. So if we can get above 50, that means we have a bunch of volume below us. So until Bitcoin gets above 50, Bitcoin is weak. And ultimately, for us to be really fully out of the clear, we need to start holding above the 50-second moving average on the daily and get above this VPVR point of control at kind of $56,000, $57,000. So that's what's happening with Bitcoin. Let's take a look here at Ethereum. And folks, again, we've been having some audio issues. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I'm going to distill for you guys the most important takeaways with what's happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we're also going to get to some sleeping giants that are just starting to wake up. Kusama looks insanely interesting. Synthetic looks incredibly interesting. Aave, Perp, even more that look very, very interesting that we'll get to. But again, we always got to understand Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is quite overextended. Folks, me and Master, we both on this channel, we've been saying for quite a long time that Ethereum is extremely overextended and it needs a correction phase. It needs a consolidation phase, and it's nothing to be it's nothing to be surprised about. It's nothing to be panicked about. We've been telling you guys on basically every single live stream that Ethereum, since back in the beginning of May, that Ethereum was quite overextended. Folks, look at this. We're seeing lower highs, and we're breaking below major volume at a Fed level at $3,900. If Ethereum continues to get rejected off $3,900, again, I think we're probably going to fall to $3,200, $3,300, and we could probably even fall lower. I would say kind of our next stop, if $3,200 to $3,300 doesn't hold, I'd say it's probably around $2,800. I'd say from $2,800 to about $2,500. I see volume starts to pick up. This is historically a price reactive zone, and we have a fib level right there. Is probably our next stop if $3,200 to $3,300 doesn't hold. Let's say Ethereum falls all the way down to $2,600. Am I worried? Absolutely not, folks. when in doubt, zoom out. We never just go up forever, all right? We pump, we have a correction. Pump, correction, pump, correction, pump, correction, pump, correction, pump, giant pump. The most substantial pump we've seen this entire bull cycle. And what are we just now starting to see? Signs of weakness, lower highs, breaking below major support. We hugged the 20 exponential moving average on the 3 hour the entire way up, and we were breaking below it. Ethereum is showing signs of being very overbought and very weak. A correction is nothing to be panicked about. The macro trend is very bullish. As long as Ethereum continues to make higher lows and higher highs, the macro trend is bullish. So I fully expect Ethereum to do something like this. Something like this. We can mess around here. Say we even fall further, mess around here, go back above, make a higher low, break above, make a higher low, and then go back up. Ethereum could correct for weeks and consolidate for weeks, and that would be perfectly healthy, perfectly normal, and nothing to be panicked about. So that's what's going on with Ethereum here. Let me know if you guys want me to expand on anything, if you guys want anything clarified, if you have any questions in regards to Bitcoin and Ethereum, just let me know down in the comments below. And also, again, I don't know if we're still having audio issues, but we were having audio issues a bit earlier. Thank you everyone for being here. If you smash that like button, even with the audio issues, I appreciate the hell out of you guys. So again, we want to bring you guys market updates every day. There's not a day that we won't either make a video or go live. So folks, stay tuned to this channel. So let's read a few comments here. Look at Sol BTC pair. Ooh, okay. You can't just tempt me with that. Now I have to, because maybe something's interesting after Sol BTC. So now you basically force me to look. If you say there's something interesting, if you give me some random pairing, there better be something interesting, because now my attention is peaked. So let's take a look. Sol BTC. Ooh. You are right. Who said this? Take a look at Sol BTC. Stephen Linagari. I hope I pronounced your name right. You're the shit, because you're right. This looks very, very interesting. We're seeing bullish divergence, bullish breakout. We're up against resistance. But let's take a look at the price of Sol, because I'd wager that Sol BTC is probably having some influence on the US dollar value. Ooh, we are. Look at this. Look at this, folks. All right. So, few things here. Few things. Now, I don't know why. Yeah. Ooh. Look at this. I like this. Look at this. We are breaking out bullishly. Look at this. This is a very big deal. So, folks, Solana could be ready to really potentially start making moves to the upside. We're above volume. We broke out bullishly out of previous resistance. Solana looks very interesting, ready to make moves to the upside. So, look, we're seeing bullish divergence on the Solana Bitcoin pairing and the Solana US dollar value. So, what do we need to see bullish continuation? We need to make a new higher high. If we can make a new higher high on the Sol Bitcoin pairing, that's our cue that Solana is ready to see bullish continuation. Now, we can also draw a range of resistance. Where if we take a look here at our wicks here on the daily, we're constantly getting wicked off the same region. So from about, I'd say, $47.40 to about, $46, roughly 15 cents. We're kind of getting wicked off similar area. We can kind of widen this, but we can see if we take a look here, they're always getting wicked. The price is reacting of kind of the same area. So if Sol BTC makes a new higher high, then I think that's our cue that we could probably make a new higher high above our resistance box here. If we can get above this resistance box, then we're going to test all-time highs. If we get above all-time highs, folks, I can see Solana definitely pumping here, for sure. So yeah, no, Solana looks very interesting. So if we into Solana, Solana loves to form these consolidation patterns in the breakout. Descending triangle, breakout, large impulse. Descending channel, breakout, large impulse. A bit of a pedant here, probably a descending triangle. You could draw this a few different ways. Breakout, and could we see a large impulse? Maybe. I think our cue is to see a higher high with the Sol Bitcoin. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Now, ChainX, sure, we can take a look at ChainX later on. Now, unfortunately, I love ChainX, but we always have a terrible time charting ChainX. And ChainX is very interesting on multiple fronts because the parachain auctions are getting hot. And ChainX has successfully connected to Rokoku. And for those who don't know, Rokoku is the... damn, I wish I could chart ChainX because I could already see bullish divergence. Fuck, man, I wish I could chart ChainX. if anybody knows where you can chart ChainX, I checked out Dex Tools, I checked out Charts Pro, TradingView doesn't have ChainX. For the life of me, I just can't find a place to chart ChainX, and I love ChainX. I mean, I wish I could draw a trend line here, but we can clearly draw a bullish divergence. Actually, I might be able to get away with something here. So I have my little capture device here. Now, okay, I'm going to do this live. It's not really designed to do this one. I want to see if I can draw a line somewhere. I think I can. So, okay, can I draw it? No, I can't draw a line. Okay, anyways, no, I can't draw a line. Anyways, folks, I wish I could find a way to draw a trend line here. But if you draw basically a trend line from the top of these wicks and just extend it, you can see that we're probably breaking out bullishly. And again, I love ChainX, strong fundamentals. Pair chain auctions are a month or two away. It's a major catalyst for the Polkadot coins. ChainX has successfully connected to Rokoku. Rokoku is the testnet for pair chain slots. If a project gets a pair chain slot, that's insanely bullish for Polkadot projects. Project in ChainX is one of the coins I think that are most likely to get a pair chain slot. So I'm very, very, very bullish on ChainX. I've been talking about ChainX with our VIP Discord group since it was about $6. So folks, if you want to support us, become a VIP Discord member. And again, I don't know if we're still having audio issues, but if we are, I apologize. There's tons of important stuff to hammer through here, so let's delve into it. Now, without going on too many tangents here, let's get into these market movers, these sleeping giants that are starting to wake up. And I see Black Sheep Chronicles talking about Kusama, and absolutely, folks, I think Kusama is on the verge of exploding. I love the chart. I love the fundamentals. I love the catalyst. I cannot say enough good things about Kusama. Folks, fuck my audio. I don't know how I sound like right now, but I need to get the point across. Do not sleep on Kusama. Kusama is insanely bullish for multiple chart reasons, fundamental reasons, catalyst reasons that we're about to delve into. So without further ado, let me delve into it. So folks, Kusama, large impulse, large correction. All right, we're forming this descending triangle / descending channel. All right, so this pattern, you can call this pattern a few different ways here. So one thing we do whenever we're forming a channel and we break up bullshit, we're trying to find a price target from our bullish breakout from a channel. One thing we can do is we take the height of our channel, the height from this to here, move to the breakout point. You can see that's exactly where we impulsed up to. Isn't that uncanny? The exact height of our channel is exactly where we impulse to at just over $600. Now, something else we can take a look at. An argument can also be made that this is a descending triangle based on kind of these three wicks here and these cluster of wicks here as well. Whenever you have two or more areas, you can form a trend line that is price reactive. So taking the height of our descending triangle, head of our descending triangle, this white line, clone it over to the breakout point. I think once Kusama can settle and find support above these previous all-time highs, I think our next major impulse takes us to over $700, just over $700 Kusama. Folks, let me say that again. If we can hold support here at above 550, if Kusama holds 550, then our next impulse is taking us to $700. We have the height of our descending triangle and a Fibonacci extension level, both convalescing at between $700 and $710. So that is our next potential bullish price target for Kusama if $550 holds. Now, what's going to be a more optimistic scenario? Well, I believe Kusama is also forming a bull flag. What is a bull flag? A bull flag is a large impulse up followed by a descending channel and then a bullish breakout. And the optimistic scenario for that pattern, we take the height of our impulse, move to the breakout point, and that could take us to $950. So I think kind of the most optimistic scenario for Kusama kind of in the midterm, next couple of weeks, next couple of months, is I think between $800 and $950. Folks, the chart, no matter what way you slice it, looks very, very bullish for Kusama. Let's talk about the fundamentals. For those who don't know, Kusama is the canary chain in the Polkadot ecosystem. Kusama is a layer on top of the Polkadot ecosystem. It is a lower cap, lower supply version of Polkadot. Folks, in the Polkadot ecosystem, you need a parachain to be interoperable and scalable and be a Polkadot project. The only way you get a parachain slot or a parathread slot is by purchasing Polkadot and locking it up for extended periods of time in 6-month increments to up to 2 years. That you're essentially leasing a slot, parachain slot. And you do that to buying Kusama, staking Kusama, locking it up. So in the next month or two, the parachain auctions are rumored to begin. So what do you think is going to happen? So also somebody aware with Polkadot, there's 100 parachain slots with Polkadot. So if 100 projects, and it's not going to be 100 projects all at once, it's going to be a couple dozen to begin with, start buying lots of Kusama to lock it up for extended periods of time, what happens when the supply all of a sudden decreases suddenly and rapidly and for a long time, for years potentially, and the demand all of a sudden increases? And if that's what's happening with Polkadot, what could happen with Kusama, which again is a lower market cap, lower supply version of Polkadot? I am insanely bullish on Polkadot, on Polkadot and Kusama. Folks, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had $1,000, if I had $10,000 to put into crypto today, I would heavily be favoring something like Kusama. There's so many great options out there in the crypto world. All right, I'm not a blockchain maximalist. I like Polkadot, I like Cardano, I like L1, I like Ethereum. I think they could all exist together. But folks, Polkadot and Kusama have giant catalysts approaching in the near future with those parachain options. There's going to be a bunch of demand sudden for these coins, a large decrease in supply that will be locked up for several years. Folks, this is a recipe for potentially explosive price action. The chart for Kusama looks insanely bullish. Nothing but macro higher highs and higher lows. The fundamentals for Kusama are very bullish. You have to buy and lock up a bunch of Kusama for extended periods of time in order to get these parachain spots. We have a massive bullish catalyst with Kusama and the Polkadot ecosystem a month or two away. So folks, do not sleep on Kusama. But also, I hate chasing pumps. I would wait for any kind of correction. So here's a few things. If we can hold 550, then Kusama's probably impulsing up to 700. So that's just something to be aware of. So the approach I would take is, let's say, again, no financial advice, folks. And first off, smash the like button. There's 90 people here, only 25 likes. There's so much to talk about in this live stream, folks. Do me that favor, smash that like button because there's so much to bring you guys. And I want more people to hear this live stream, hear what we have to say, because there's plenty of opportunity in the space. And I know I'm pretty sure we might still have some audio problems here, but we're hammering through this because there's a lot of value I want to bring you guys. And even though our audio may be a little bit off right now, I'm going to try my best to fix that after live stream. Make sure that's not a problem for the next one. But for now, there's not much we can do. So again, let's say I had $1,000 to invest, for example. I would put in $1,000 now, and then with the understanding that it's possible that we could break down things. So I put $1,000 now just to get that exposure, and then if we correct further, you buy the dip. If we correct further, you buy the dip. Look, you don't want to chase pumps, folks. You want to chase dumps. I love the fundamentals for Kusama. I love the catalyst for Kusama, but again, if you could buy a dip, that's that's what you want to do. Maybe wait for a dip, buy a little bit now if you're so inclined. And none of this is financial advice. I'm just telling you guys the approach I would take. Save a little bit of money. Don't throw it in all at once. Wait for the pullback. If we have a pullback, fantastic. Buy the dip. Now, one area that I think we could pull back to is, again, a historically price reactive area. If we take a look here at this price action, we can see that we have a cluster of wicks constantly getting rejected off the same area. So if 550 doesn't hold, I think we're probably going to fall down to what was the next most historically price reactive zone. And this was the next most price reactive zone here at about 485 to about, I'd say, 470. So around this range is where I would be looking to buy Kusama. I'd say really about 490. I don't want to keep widening this, although I feel like I have to, because honestly, $500, nice psychological level. I could totally see Kusama finding support there on a pullback. But from about $500 to about 470, I think is the perfect accumulation zone for Kusama if 550 does not hold. So that's what's going on with Kusama. Now let's come back to the chat here. I see we got a lot of people are saying some stuff here. So you see, I wish I could buy Kusama, but I'm a burger. Okay. Let's see here. Top notch. I'm so mad that Elon cussed billions on BTC. Yeah, look, folks. I don't think it was just Elon. Look, Bitcoin was looking weak even before Elon started tweeting. Bitcoin broke below the 50 simple moving average on the daily before Elon started tweeting. Bitcoin made a lower low before Elon started tweeting. So Bitcoin was already weak Elon was just kind of the cherry on top. So I don't think it's all Elon's fault. I don't think Elon's helping, but it wasn't, even if Elon hadn't tweeted that, I think this could have gone down. Oh, someone super chatted? Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I didn't see the super chat. So Great Oaks from Little Acorns. That's an awesome name. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thoughts on HBAR? I love Solana too. Here's some money for a new for a new mic. Stream, love you, but appreciate that. First off, folks, this is a new mic. All right, this is like a new mic. I'm using the Yeti, the Blue Yeti. It's like the most famous kind of entry level mic. I really don't think it's a mic because we have some live streams in which our audio is fine. The audio is not always like this, so I don't think it's actually the mic. It must be something else. But I check my inputs, I check my plugins, I check my levels on OBS. I stream on OBS. There's nothing obvious. Yeah, guys, I'm so sorry. I know the audio is shitty. I wish it wasn't shitty. I know it's probably hard for you guys to listen through this. Again, you guys are troopers for listening through this, and I really appreciate all of you being here. Again, I hope that I can repay you guys by sharing some of my knowledge and hopefully provide you some value, give you guys an understanding some of the big catalysts and news events and factors that one needs to understand in crypto. So it ain't too bad. Okay, so I'll stop harping on it. So HBAR here. Let's take a look at HBAR. So okay, so I'm tangentially aware of HBAR. Yeah, Hashgraph. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not crazy familiar with the fundamentals. So I can't comment too much in regards to the fundamentals. I've heard a lot about this though. Ensuring decentralized governance at scale. Interesting. So, okay, this is interesting. So they claim to be is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations, Google. So I'd be interested to understand what kind of affiliation they have with Google. But what does HBAR here actually do? Here's a trust layer, internet network, visual logs. So is this just like a layer one kind of smart contract platform? So is this like an Ethereum competitor? Okay, yeah, it's an Ethereum competitor. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it's Ethereum competitor. Okay, yeah, higher throughput, higher transactions per second, lower fees. Okay, I understand. Okay, sure. So it's a competitor. It's trying to solve the issues that Ethereum has. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so it's a competitor to Ethereum. There we go. Let's take a look here at the market cap. Okay, lower market cap, number 60. Okay, let's take a look at the chart. Chart is looking interesting. So let's pull it up here on our charts. HBAR. Flipped ETH in transaction. That is interesting. Although I feel like that's not even that high a bar nowadays. Because Ethereum, Vitalik, someone hit up Vitalik. He needs to get his stuff together because the Ethereum transaction costs are insane right now. And that's why I think projects like Polygon, Matic, which I love, and I think are quite overextended. I think they're going to continue to do well because Ethereum's probably not going to solve the majority of its gas issues anytime soon. So I think these second-layer scaling solutions are going to continue to be needed. Oh, another thing as well. I don't have the resource references, but Vitalik himself has said that Polygon and Matic and second-layer scaling solutions will continue to be necessary even after Ethereum 2.0 is fully rolled out. So even Vitalik himself is saying that Ethereum 2.0 is not going to fully by itself solve all of Ethereum's scaling issues. And it can't. It's the most widely used, widely adopted layer one smart contract platform in the world. And so, you need these other solutions to kind of alleviate some of the load on the main blockchain. And that's why, second layer scaling solutions have been doing so well, like Polygon and Matic. And I think they're going to continue to do well even after 2.0. I mean, Vitalik even says so himself. So, a few things with H1. I like HBAR. HBAR looks interesting. What are we seeing? We're seeing a higher low. Oh, not quite a higher high though. Because here's the thing: we've been correcting quite a lot, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high. But what are we seeing here? We're seeing our first sign of a macro shift, of a macro trend reversal. We're seeing now a higher low. Again, we've been seeing lower highs, and lower lows, lower lows. We're seeing our first higher low. So if we can see a higher high, then that's our cue that HBAR is ready to start making moves here. Something here as well. This is a very kind of choppy price action region. So something I like to do when kind of trying to figure out where to place trend lines is I take a look at the line chart. So take a look here at the line chart. We draw a trend line Again, it's not exactly perfect here, but I do think it's pretty relevant. That kind of goes through these three peaks here. So if we go back to our candles, you can see here how this is, a kind of a trend line zone that was significant, relevant, and we're breaking above it. And the market is actually telling us this trend line is indeed valid because look, we're reacting off it. These candle bodies, these last 2 or 3 daily candles are fully reacting off this trend line and above it, which is a good sign. We're also above that volume at 31.32 cents, so we need to remain above that. That's a good sign. Remaining above 31.32 cents, that cluster volume is a very good sign. Although we're right below this VP variable control at 34.5 cents. So right now with HBAR, we're seeing a bit of bullish divergence. We're seeing a higher low. We're above the trend line here. We're above some volume. So really what we want to see is get above the second layer of volume. If we can get above that second layer of volume, that's just further confirmation that HBAR is looking bullish. So I want to draw here kind of a zone based off this volume that I believe is relevant. See how this volume coincides perfectly with where we're getting whipped off of historically. You can kind of extend this a bit here, but you can see it basically everywhere you look. This volume is relevant. We're finding wicks getting reacted off the same zone, the same cluster of volume. So if HBAR can get above and hold 35 cents, very, very good sign. And then if we can get above this white trend line and hold that white trend line, folks, she flying. So again, there's just like multiple layers of resistance here. So okay, I moved it. That's okay here. Ultimately, what I would want to see is hold above, I'd say 36 cents. Because once we hold above 36 cents, we're fully above all this volume, we're breaking up bullshit above resistance. So if you want to play this super safe, I'd say wait to see if we can hold 36 cents. If we can do that, we can see bullish continuation. So that's what's going on with HBAR. I think I think as long as ETH continues to have these issues, these other layer 1 smart contract blockchains are going to continue to look appealing. So if we can see that further bit of confirmation, a little bit more bullish continuation, just get above a bit more resistance, again, just further confirmation of strength. Great Oaks from Little Acorns. Again, I love that name. Again, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate the super chat. I really appreciate 109 of you guys being here, even though we are having some audio issues, which again, I hope to have fixed for the later live streams. So you said here, thanks for taking time for that. This coin is a big deal for real. It's being suppressed hardcore. Look into when you're bored. I was amazed. Yeah, no, look, here's the thing, man. Look, there's so many promising promising blockchain solutions out there. So I think, honestly, one thing you gotta kind of add to the recipe of what you use to judge these coins is what could possibly have a narrative or have some hype based off some catalyst, and also what's undervalued. So look, Cardano has a major catalyst, major narrative of gold and smart contracts in Audius. Polkadot has a major narrative, major catalyst with pair chain options in a month or two. So that's probably going to drive price action. But HBAR, I think what HBAR might have going for it is perhaps it's undervalued, because I haven't heard the same kind of hype with HBAR that we've seen with Solana. Maybe HBAR, if it has more adoption, more value moving to its ecosystem, could one day have a similar hype wave to Solana. So if we see signs of that hype wave start to pick up, if we see more and more value lock moving into its ecosystem, more developments, more projects being built on it, then that's our sign that HBAR could see perhaps a similar hype wave to Solana. Because look, there's many many layer 1 blockchain solutions that are trying to solve ETH scalability issues. So who will win in the end? I don't know. But look, HBAR, I've heard a lot about. Seems to be somewhat legit. Technicals look intriguing. I'd want to see a bit more confirmation. But could we see bullish continuation over the long term? I think HBAR has the fighting chance. So if Dogecoin could pump to 70 billion, then HBAR with solid fundamentals and that's trying to solve real world use case, I think probably has a good chance over the long term. So yeah, definitely. Thanks for layer 3 short. Layer 3. Again, there's a bit of semantics here, right? So forgive me if I get some semantic things wrong, some verbiage wrong here, but you guys get the point, hopefully. So few things. Yeah, okay, so Yahis, I think, are you guys hearing me okay? Is the audio like too terrible? Am I not coming across clearly? I don't know if Yahis is just making fun of the audio here. Are you guys hearing me okay? Let me know down in the comments. If you guys can let me know in the comments whether my audio is okay or if Yahis is just having a little bit of fun here, that would be great. So you're good? Okay, with me? Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, cool, folks. So look, let's keep the ball rolling here. There's lots to talk about. Lots of sleeping giants waking up. HBAR, potentially a sleeping giant. Again, I would want to see a little bit more confirmation above this trend line, above this volume, then I'd be more confident. But again, Kusama, that one we went through, extremely bullish. I love Kusama. Any kind of dip on Kusama, definitely a buy in my book. Again, not financial advice. I have different risk tolerances and perhaps different investment horizons than a lot of you guys. But another one really worth keeping an eye on here is synthetics, folks. I think synthetics is a sleeping giant that's showing some signs of waking up here. So what's going on with synthetics here? Very similar picture to Kusama. Large impulse, very long consolidation in a downward moving channel. So if we can break up bullishly and hold above this red trend line, if we can hold above it, then I think Kusama is potentially ready to fly. We did, in fact, actually break out bullishly from our channel, but we found rejection. We could not hold above. We broke back below. So what I want to see with synthetics here is get above and hold $23. Folks, if synthetics flips $23, if we can hold $23, then retesting all-time highs at $29, $30 is the most conservative scenario for synthetics. Folks, I'm insanely bullish on this thing long term. I think this is a bull flag if we can hold $23. And I think kind of the optimistic midterm scenario for synthetics is about anywhere from $40 to $45 for synthetics. So, okay, yeah, so keep going here. You got, again, sort out your mic. Yeah, again, folks, for those people just tuning in, I'm very sorry about the microphone situation. I tried my best to fix it before the stream. I couldn't get it sorted out. I decided to just hammer through these picks because I just really thought it was more important to like share with you guys this knowledge. So I apologize for any audio issues, but I thank you guys for sticking through these audio issues. My hope is I'll make it up to you guys by providing you guys a shit ton of value with coins that I think are about to wake up. These are some massive players. So, folks, let me pull up two things on my other thing here on my other screen. So I'm going to pull up DeFi Llama is one thing I'm going to pull up. And what's the other one? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. It was DeFi Pulse. All right, so the reason why I want to pull this up is I want to show you guys the situation with synthetics here. So, synthetics is, if we go to the derivatives here, is the leader in the derivatives niche. When it comes to derivatives, it has the most value locked in its ecosystem. So, synthetics is kind of like the ETH of the derivatives world. It's kind of like the safest play. It's the high cap. It's the blue chip. It's where you go if you want to have exposure to derivatives and just park your money somewhere safe. That's likely not to get rug pulled and likely to be around over the long term. That's what's going on with synthetics. But I don't want to do synthetics any kind of disservice because again, if we can hold $23. I think this thing could easily, potentially 1x to $40, $45 if we hold $23. Because that could, if we hold $23, that could potentially tell us that this was indeed a bull flag. And after months of consolidation on a project with super solid fundamentals, folks, this could be a project absolutely ready to explode as long as we hold $23. So set your alarms for $23. If we hold that, then we have confirmation that we can see bullish continuation. Now, something else that we want to take a look at here in terms of DeFi protocols. If you guys want to understand one of the leaders in the DeFi space, one of the major metrics to look at is total value locked. There's market cap, and there's also total value locked. How much is each protocol holding within its ecosystem in terms of value here? And right here we see all the rankings. MakerDAO's number 1, Aave 2, Compound. Here we go down the list. So I think synthetics. I wonder where synthetics is on this list. I'm sure it's somewhere here on this list. Yeah, right, number 17. So this is a very good website, DeFi Llama. If you want to come and see what kind of protocols are have what kind of value in your ecosystem, if you start to see one protocol start to gain and move up in the rankings over time, that's kind of your hint of what the market is deciding is the next winner. So that's something to look out for. Now, you only track this like in a visual thing, but if you constantly take a look at this and you see one project move up the rankings over another over time, suddenly week to week, day to day, and that's your cue that hey, the market's deciding this project is a winner. So a lot of coins I think worth being on your radar. Anchor, that's the Terra Luna spinoff that gives you 20% fixed interest on stablecoins. I love that thing. I own that thing. Alpha, very interesting, derivatives, DeFi play. I like that thing. I own that thing. I mean, that was financial wise. Ledger, I once done. That was the one that got away. I wish I would have held that. I bought it at like 90 cents and then pumped up to like $5 after I sold it. Something like that. You don't quote me on that. The numbers are a bit off. But folks, yeah, Liquidity, another one I like a lot. So the fact that Liquidity actually has more value locked in its ecosystem than synthetics is extremely telling. Folks, I don't have Liquidity on our list, but I'm going to pull it up because this is actually insane. The fact that Liquidity, a newer project, has more value locked in its ecosystem than synthetics should be extremely interesting to you guys. So here's the thing. Because I'm having audio issues, I'm going to share with you guys this low cap gem that I think might be on the verge of breaking out soon. So I will pull up the chart, but this is a low cap, 60 million. What this protocol does, it allows you to borrow against your Ethereum. You take a loan out against your Ethereum, collateralize your Ethereum, they give you a loan, 0% interest. Very, very bullish on this thing long term. Because again, as more people make more money in this ecosystem, something like this that allows you to take out loans against your ETH, I think it's going to continue to be more and more attractive. So if we can quickly pull up the chart, let's look at it because I do believe it's probably worthwhile to look at because I think I could draw, here, something of a descending triangle. So, yeah. Now, I do believe we are forming a descending triangle and testing base. So ultimately, my main takeaway here with Liquidity is if we make a new, we did make a new low. We made a low before these wicks. That's not good. That is not good. This is actually looking weak. This price action is weak. We made a new low. That's not good. That's very bad news bears. So what I would say here, the only saving grace for Liquidity short term is remaining above this wick. Like if we have this daily candle close above this wick, that's good to see. And if we can, flip this fib level, $23, $24 from resistance and support, that's good to see. So because Liquidity we had a bullish breakout, but it's looking quite weak, I would want to see a little bit of extra confirmation for me to be confident this thing can start to move. Man, this is a long-term move for me, so even if it does break down, I own some of this. Even if it does break down, I'm not worried because I'm looking to hold this thing for the long term regardless. But there's something to note here, we're right up against this trend line that's acting as resistance. So we could break out literally any day, today, tomorrow, the next day. We're probably likely to break out, honestly, within the next 3 days. So a low cap gem, that should definitely be on your radar. Now, folks, let's keep going here. I'm spending too much time on these low cap gems. There's a lot to talk about. I want to talk about Cardano. Cardano looks stupidly bullish, forming an ascending triangle. Move the height of the triangle to the breakout point. That takes us, $2.42. That's pretty much exactly where we went to. We have a Fibonacci extension level lining up pretty close to kind of our peak here, $2.35. So I think in the short term, Cardano might be a bit overextended. I would honestly, for Cardano, want to wait for a pullback. I think if we pull back down to the 236, which again happens to coincide with sideways price action, again that could be potentially a great buy the dip opportunity. So with Cardano, it does look very, very bullish. We had months of consolidation and then a breakout. So I do think Cardano is probably ready to see to the upside, although it's probably a bit overextended in the short term. We hit our price targets. We're seeing long weeks to the upside. Maybe we're a bit overextended. Cardano falls back down to about, let's say $1.80 to about $1.75. Probably a great buy the dip opportunity, with of course $2 at psychological level likely to act as temporary support. So that's what's going on here with Cardano. Moving on here, Aave, folks. Aave, the DeFi monster, is starting to wake up. Aave has been boring people to death, shaking people out, frustrating people to no end for months. And I love that. I love when a project with solid fundamentals that's likely to do well over the long term does bad in the short term, because it shakes people out, and people lose hope, people lose attention. But if something with solid fundamentals, eventually it's likely to do well. And what are we seeing? We're starting to see signs of our consolidation and our nothing but going down starting to reverse. We've been seeing lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows. But what are we starting to see here in the short term? Higher low, higher high, higher high. We're starting, and we made a new all-time high. So if Aave can hold above this previous kind of cluster around all-time highs, I think Aave is ready to absolutely explode. Very similar to Cardano. So see how Cardano broke out bullishly, fell back down to retest those previous all-time highs, held that high support, and then took off? Well, Aave could do something similar, where we broke out bullishly above these previous all-time highs, kind of falling back down and retesting. So if we can hold, and that's an open question, not a guarantee, if we can hold above this cluster of sideways price action, all-time highs, then Aave may be ready to take off here. But again, we need that confirmation. We want to see a daily candle fully close above these regions. We haven't seen that yet, so I would want to play this a bit more safe. Wait on the sidelines, wait a couple of days, wait to see if we can get daily candles fully close above this region. If we do, I think Aave could be ready to fly. So that's what's going on with Aave. I'm wondering if there's anything I missed on what I was talking about. We mentioned synthetics, we mentioned Aave, we talked about Solana, we talked about Cardano. So again, folks, I appreciate all you guys being here. I think I will cut this live stream a little bit short just because there is we are having some audio issues, and I'll try my best to fix that moving forward. Before I leave you guys, I want to mention one or two more projects that are really worth your attention. So stick around for that. Also, hit that like button if you want me to keep going. And if you guys want me to clarify anything, just ask down in the comments below. So the one project that I want to talk to you guys about before I leave y'all, well, actually it's two. There's two projects that I would feel bad if I didn't mention, because I'm very bullish on the single term, is Audius, and another one that we'll delve into in a second. So Audius is Spotify on the blockchain. They've partnered with a lot of big people. They have very solid fundamentals, in my opinion. Breaking out foolishly from our descending triangle, but forming more of a macro descending triangle here. I think we'd like to see a breakout with Audius here in the next 2 weeks. Within the next 2 weeks, I think Audius is ready to potentially really start exploding here. So a few things. Audius had a token unlock on April, I think it was the 23rd. It was the 23rd. So the market knew that was happening, and I think there was no buying pressure with Audius, at least with whales, because the people in the know knew that there's going to be more supply being unlocked here. But after that supply unlock was over, look what happened afterwards, folks. And here, take a look at the daily here. You can see that we found support on the 100 EMA on the daily. So as long as we can hold the 100 EMA on the daily, which historically was a relevant support zone, then I think Audius is healthy. And if we can remain above that and then flip this Fibonacci to 618 from resistance to support, get above $2 and hold $2, get above this cluster of volume here at $1.90 acting as resistance. So basically, if Audius can get above $2, then I think we can test this red trend line. If we can test this red trend line and get above, then we could probably test this volume. If we can test and get above $2.45, that's higher lows. Then we're seeing bullish divergence. So if we can see higher lows and bullish divergence and a breakout from our macro descending triangle, folks, what I'm trying to say here is there's some resistance levels here, $2, $2.40. But the more major resistance levels we get above, the more likely it becomes that we see further bullish continuation. If we can get above and hold $2.60, previously price reactive zone, then I think retesting all-time highs becomes very realistic. And with the fundamentals for Audius so strong, in my subjective opinion, I'm not worried if we break down in the short term, because I think it is just a matter of time before Audius starts to see move to the upside. And of course, that's just my subjective opinion. I could be wrong. I happen to like this thing, and I think it has a good chance of doing very well over the long term. But I could be wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. I put my money where my mouth is. I got our VIP Discord members here at $1.55. I was letting them know I was buying here. I bought myself here at $1.75. was letting our VIP Discord members know I was buying here as well, just fully based off the 100 EMA on the daily here. And look, folks, if you guys want to join our VIP Discord group, I invite you to check it out. You get access to our Patreon before we make changes. We haven't finalized any changes, and I want to keep teasing you guys, but there could be some changes coming with our VIP Discord group in the near future. And look, if you've been sitting on the fence, get in. It pays to be early. I'll leave it there. So, folks, so with Audius, those are kind of some of the main takeaways that I'm looking with Audius. So, Great Oaks, again, with a great name. With a super chat, again, appreciate that thing. Bro, what did you do? HBAR just started pumping. Yeah, the 98 people on this live stream pumped this several $100 million project. So yeah, look, folks, HBAR is pumping. Again, we're above this trend line. We're seeing signs of bullishness. Ultimately, for HBAR, we want to get above that volume. We want further signs of bullish confirmation. Because we're seeing some signs here. We're seeing a higher low. We're breaking above a previous resistance level. We're seeing strong strength, higher highs. So we're seeing some signs, but I want confirmation. If we can get above that cluster volume, that's confirmation. So we can get above 35, maybe 36 cents, we could really, really start to fly. So Audius, so HBAR here is definitely something to have on your watch list, to set alerts for. So I'm actually going to set an alert right now for HBAR. So set an alert at roughly 36 cents here. So look, again, another thing too, this could be a bull flag. If we get above all our white trend lines, this could be a bull flag, folks. What we do with bull flags is we take the height of our impulse and move it to the breakout point. And again, depending what way we break out, that will change our price target. So could HBAR get theoretically 75, 80 cents? I mean, not always. That's not a guarantee. It wouldn't be a straight line there. It would be very choppy, up and down, up and down, up and down the whole way there. And it could take weeks, it could take months, and this is no guarantee. But is this realistic? I think so. If this has solid fundamentals, it's been consolidating ever since March, and it's finally now just starting to break out. Folks, good coins with solid fundamentals after long consolidation periods and a bullish breakout from a bullish pattern can really, really explode. Again, none of that is a guarantee. Let's read some questions here. So hit that like button. Appreciate that. Thank you everyone for being here. You rock, buddy. I'm off the wage slave. Thanks for the stream. Good dude. Thank you. I appreciate everyone for being here, especially through the audio issues we've been having. You guys are troopers for sticking through this audio. I really appreciate all of you guys. So I feel like we will, unless Tesla and other introduce themselves to see. I just found the stream I'm a regular now. Awesome. Welcome. Picking a lot of my faves. Thanks for technical analysis. Yeah, guys, look, I love TA. I'm pretty confident in my TA, and I'm pretty well. We've been calling tons of support and resistance price targets pretty goddamn well for months on end now. So I'm pretty confident. Also, I'm a fundamental guy too. We don't focus on the fundamentals as much as we do on the technicals so far on this channel. But look, we think having an understanding of fundamentals and technical analysis is the best of both worlds. It's not either or. You need to have both. So look, we try and learn fundamentals as much as we can moving forward. It's just the thing about fundamentals is that the fundamentals, and to be knowledgeable with fundamentals, is different with every project. With technicals, you can be competent in technical analysis and apply that with every single project. To be really knowledgeable in fundamentals, that's unique to every project. So you can really know the tokenomics and catalysts and news events and developments with one project that you can't copy and paste that to everything else. So being super knowledgeable in a wide-ranging fashion with fundamentals is a bit more difficult. So there are select projects we know a lot about, other projects we're kind of familiar with, other projects we just kind of heard about, and so on and so forth. So yeah, folks. Look. Here's the thing, folks. We have been having some audio issues. I've gotten most of what I wanted to share with you guys off my chest. So I think I'm going to wrap up this live stream soon, so we have been having a bit of issues. But before I do, I'm going to leave you guys with one low cap gem that is very, very interesting. If you guys want me to keep going, clarify, got any questions, leave down in the comments below. But if not, let's kind of wrap up here with this low cap gem. Decenter, folks, if you've been watching this live stream, you already know what I have to say on this. So let me just super briefly explain what this is. Decenter is a lower market cap competitor to Basic Attention Token. Basic Attention Token, it is a browser that gives value back to the users that use the browser through their native currency, Basic Attention Token. Market cap is 1.7 billion. If we take a look at the market cap of Decenter here, it is 26 million. Decenter is launching the browser in their mainnet this quarter. So very, very massive bullish catalyst with this project this quarter. It's a low cap gem. We're forming a descending, several layers of descending triangle. We're breaking out of our resistance layers and forming new resistance trend lines. So with this thing, again, if we get above 45 cents, I think retesting all-time highs is very realistic. And given that Decenter has much, much better tokenomics, much lower supply than that, Decenter, the supply is 73 million, and for Basic Attention Token, the supply is something like 1 billion. So yeah, 1.5 billion. So folks, Decenter has much better tokenomics. Once they launch their browser, once they launch their mainnet, and they're the least bit successful, I would not be the least bit surprised if we one day reach the same price of Basic Attention Token, just because the tokenomics for Decenter are far better, far less supply than Basic Attention Token. So again, that's not a guarantee that that will happen, folks. Just because something has a good chance does not guarantee that it will continue to do well. So, this is just one of the low caps that I think have solid fundamentals and a good chance of doing very well in the long term. So yeah, just keep this thing on your radar, folks. Once we break out bullshit, get above and hold 45 cents, retest some all-time highs, and then any price discovery becomes far more likely. So that is Decenter. Yes, this is Decenter. The ticker is DEC. Again, not financial advice. Don't FOMO. Don't chase pumps, chase dips, chase corrections. Don't chase pumps. Not financial advice, but that's what I do. So, few things here. So, Messin would say, here we go again, chasing Decenter. He would definitely say that. Look, I do shill Decenter a lot. And maybe I should get off it because maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me, but I don't know. Is it getting to the point where it's like, okay, dude, we get it. If it's ever getting to that point, you guys let me know. But maybe I should, pull back a bit with Decenter. I don't know. But I just think this thing could one day be several dollars. And I think this is, look, honestly, this is just currently my favorite low cap gem. That's why I want to keep showing you because, again, while it's not a guarantee that it will do well in the long term, I think it has a high probability, a very good chance to do very well in the long term. Look, I put my money where my mouth is. I own this thing. Full disclosure, if that wasn't obvious, I do own this thing. Also, if you guys want to know what I own, we are fully transparent with what I own, what my long-term investments are in our Discord section. If you guys join our Discord, click on the link down in the description below. There's a disclosure section. In our disclosures, we list everything, all our long-term investments, and we update that on a monthly basis. So basically, a month to month, if the beginning and the end of every month, if I'm still holding that coin, then we'll update it in our Discord group. Again, not to FOMO. That's not there so you can just copy what we do, but it's just there for public disclosure and transparency's sake. Also, if you guys just want to get a sense of kind of like what I like, you can take a look at that by seeing what we own, and that's what we So take a look at that. It's just another way to show the Discord group. And again, if you guys want to support us, consider joining the VIP Discord group. Get access to our Patreon. Link for that is down in the description below. Folks, our VIP Discord, we have been killing it in there. Constantly calling bottoms, getting great entries on great projects, solid fundamentals. So, any one of our picks would have been enough to pay for the group for probably quite a long time, depending on how much you put in. And again, I don't want to say too much until things are more finalized, but I'll just give you guys a little bit of a hint, nudge. There may be some changes coming to our, VIP group, perhaps sooner rather than later. And while I don't want to get into too many details until things are finalized, I'll just leave you guys with this: it pays to be early. So I'll leave it there, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, hopefully with better audio quality. Take care, folks.